Hi Taurus, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. Thank you so much for joining me. And do keep in mind this is general, so just take what resonates. But thank you in advance for your likes, comments, and subscriptions if you haven't done so already. My apologies for the faint noise, a bit annoying in the background. I do want to get this out for you. Just feeling guided to get some 48-hour readings out when I can. There is a focus on you at the split deck feeling a bit emotional, but very confident in the next 48 hours, the next 2 days. Feeling as if you are expecting the worst, or you just are being pushed spiritually, or just can't help for one reason or another. Focus on what's not working, right? Seeing things as very much needing improvement in a lot of ways, okay? That could be one area of your life, it could be multiple. It's going to differ from Taurus to Taurus, but let's get started. We're using the Tattoo Tarot, if you didn't notice. Okay, on a more positive note, the Ace of Pentacles and the Magician at the center of your reading. A beginning to a new job or a new financial investment, or thinking about taking steps in that direction. However it works for you, you're manifesting a level of direction in one's life, a level of progression in one way, shape, or form. They're saying improvement is the name of the game in the next 48 hours for you. I feel like you're also desiring a larger improvement in one's life, a replacement or a switch up in one way, shape, or form. And that is just where the motivation is stemming from, where it lies, right? That's why you're getting this new job, or that's the move of residence or the new financial investment you desire. It just feels like as well you're wanting to put a stop to what no longer works for you. Feeling as if you might just be connecting the past to your future in a lot of ways, when it needs to be simplified, and recognizing that your future is much brighter than you once experienced. But there's a lot to reminisce upon in a simplistic way in order to prevent similar mistakes moving forward, or just to remind you what you're made out of, right? To understand that you can, even if you get a bit emotional, to open your third eye, or allow it to open to the possibilities at this time. Because I just feel like you have a lot to accomplish in the next 48 hours, but your future entails a lot of success. They're saying people are in awe. Very interesting. A second ace coming out. A new beginning that feels quite abundant for oneself. You could even find it's a small beginning, but it just feels quite abundant. You're thinking about the next 48 hours, what you desire in the near future, and that's a bigger cup for oneself to fill. But it also feels like the universe, spirit's backing you up as far as that cup overflowing with a level of abundance. All right. They're saying let the tears flow if need be. All right. If you do feel it needs to happen behind closed doors, get it out, right? Or release it through a level of creativity, through expression in one way, shape, or form. You're being noticed, to say the very least, as we have the Six of Wands and the Three of Pentacles here. Feeling as if people are just seeing you as somebody who's very talented, very skilled, and just helpful in a lot of ways in your own individual Taurus way. It's going to be very evident that you're an earth sign in the next 2 days, as you are feeling quite grounded, or at the very, very least appearing that way. Being pushed to recognize, they're saying take a bow, being pushed to recognize that your manifestation skills are bringing in a level of success and attention that's meant for you and only you. As I do feel like there's an underlying focus on a level of conflict from your past, okay? It's like all the meanwhile you're trying to do your best to stay present and work towards your bright future, but then spiritually or just in general, your past pops back up. You might even find that new job or new financial investment for some of you is pushing you to just flash back to the past in a lot of ways. It's not what it was, or it isn't what you once dealt with. Interesting. Let it be new is what I'm hearing. Let it be new. Coming out in kind of a somber way, I have the Nine of Pentacles. Not completely somber, but it just feels like you're not overly thrilled to be working, or not overly as passionate as you once were. And people who worked with you or know you for a while, have known you for a while, will notice this about you. But I also feel like you were more anxious back in the day when you had more spunk or more pep in your step. Does that make sense? There's a more grounded earth sign way about you at this point, where you're just doing what you need to do in a mature manner, and you're keeping your goals in mind. All right, people are noticing you for someone who doesn't settle for less at this point along your path, and is just reaching for that independence. Okay, even if you have people that want to help, it's like, it's not a stubborn way about you, it's just an independent way. And people will aspire to be more like that, or just respect it to the furthest extent, or both. The Knight of Swords coming out, feeling a bit guarded in the next 2 days. I mean, I feel like you've been through a lot. You are just feeling as if there's something to defend in one way, shape, or form. It's like whatever you've been working towards recently, or just whatever, and or whatever you feel you need to accomplish in the near future. You just feel as if there's a level of predicting involved, but you also feel as if you just need to defend it in one way, shape, or form. Okay? I'm getting a very hero-esque vibe about this with the cape for some reason. Almost like a comic book of some sort. That may play into it one way, shape, or form. People seeing you as somebody who just helps in a lot of ways once again, in their own individual way. Feeling again grounded, but just very focused on your money, on your career, on growth, as you're pushed to think about your growth in other ways. Okay. Okay, interesting. They're saying don't be surprised if you love your life in the next 48 hours, even if you haven't felt that way recently or just in general. Okay. It doesn't mean you can stay put where you are and get complacent, right? Keep thinking about, which I think you will, where you want to head, what you want to achieve more so, okay? People like you is now what I'm hearing. The Two of Wands and the Two of Swords, so 22 coming out. Look up that angel number meaning, as I feel like one big meaning you'll find is relevant is that you have a spiritual presence watching over you in one way, shape, or form. As I feel like nature is going to be key, as I'm drawn to a flower on the front of an oracle deck. But yeah, you focusing on your world and what you long for, wanting to travel, wanting to move in one way, shape, or form, needing to save more money, I feel the need to say. So be diligent in that sense. Be honest with oneself as to where too much has been going out, right? Where are your resources being put? And I'm not just talking about money, as I feel like you're very confused at certain points recently and in the next 48 in regards to what lies ahead. Even if you predict, even if you have those psychic abilities, I truly feel like the clouds are starting to fade away as you're gifted opportunities to make more money, to make your dreams become a reality, to get more in touch with how to make your goals become something, become fulfilled, okay? Bear with the bad wording at the end of that. But again, I'm drawn to this flower, okay? They're saying look up the spiritual meaning of a lotus, but I really feel as if you are just at certain points feeling a little bit overly serious. You might be viewed as someone who's just a little bit creepy at times due to your spirituality or due to certain thoughts that come over you or are plopped into your head spiritually. Don't let it get the best of you, you know? It's like we all have our different sides, you know? I feel like there's a focus on how your world's changing, but at times it feels like it's not. There's a purpose to both levels of progression, movement, and then that lack of which, all right? Allow for yourself to recognize that moving forward, the wheel's going to start to turn for you, okay? You're going to start to see that one wheel leads to another wheel churning, and you start to see all kinds of success taking place, and you're going to recognize and be reminded that there are certain levels of progression and preparation taking place behind the scenes by spirit that you don't need to see firsthand. Just know it's taking place. Just do your part is what they're saying. And they're now saying co-create naturally. We have the Ace of Swords, the third out of the 4 aces in this deck coming out to be, talking about how you desire. Let's make it 4, right? Desiring fresh, right? Desiring new, wanting things to feel better than they once did, and you're being granted the opportunity to face your emotions. As I feel like at certain points there is a level of disappointment you're reminded of, heartbreak from the past, but let it be a positive reminder, right? Make the best out of it, as I feel like you need to understand that you don't deserve that moving forward. As with the Queen of Swords, you are pushed to, again, ask yourself what needs to be cut out habit-wise, spending money, where you're putting your resources, even maybe materialistic items. They're saying travel lightly, but also I just feel like there's a slight feisty side of you that's ready to whip out your sword and defend your dreams, your goals, and so be it. But I feel like you're being pushed to recognize the synchronicities that pop up along your way as I look at these feathers. But I also saw it as a pair of wings. I feel as if you're in a way being prepped to fly towards a whole new life for oneself, a whole new endeavor potentially, if it's not as large as your life as a whole. But I just feel as if you're pushed to recognize that your world's changing for the better as you grow and develop and change and embark upon the new. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go have yourself an amazing next 48 hours, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Taurus.